Just eating some fennel seeds. It's good. Magnesium. It's good. Fennel seeds are good. Um, oh wow. So I'm here. Um, my boyka. Welcome. What hub? Bienvenido. I just decided to go live on my YouTube because I had a problem getting on my Facebook page and going live on there. But you know, I'm on my way to the store. I'm taking a nice walk. It's beautiful out here. It's overcast, but it's nice though. It's nice and nice weather. Very very nice weather. I wanted to just I woke up this morning watching a couple of podcasts and stuff like that and presentations that certain brothers are doing. When it deals with Moorish paradigm. Thing of that sort. You know what I'm saying? So I was checking out Emperor Khufu and the stuff that he's doing. You know, interesting, very interesting. Good AM. Beautiful morning. Nafer, Nafer Atumreye, or Nafer, what they say, uh, oh, the fennel seed got stuck in my throat. Roll back, Alex. Well, anyway, I was, oh, this is so neat. Look at this. That's why these geese is, ducks. We'll turn it down. Turn this over. See they're schooling and you see them like they're in class. It's class. They're teaching. They're teaching. It's nature. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Try to come up in here. There they go. See it? All the geese. Yeah. Let me see if I can home in on that. Yeah, there you go. See it? They're lined up. You know what I'm saying? Got one in the front, one in the back. You know what I'm saying? And that's school, and that is teaching them how to formation and stuff like that. Natural nature, animals do it. You know what I'm saying? That's all structured. Schooling. Here they come. Down there, here they come. You get a picture of that. I think that's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Here. Oh, let me not move. Mira pa allá. Yeah, yeah. Showing them how to move. And look, they all move together. One in the front and one in the back and protecting. Yeah. Sa. Sa. You know what I'm saying? Ancient Kemetic, they say Sa. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. Look at that. Well, you see always one in the front, one in the back, and then in the middle. Formation. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to float, learning how to swim, you know, information, stuff like that. And you see all the way over there, you see the turtles. They the turtles are all in a log over there taking the sun. And they also have little turtles too. Remember that was the whole spring equinox and everything coming forth. Look, they think that I got food for them. Sorry, don't have any. I should have brought some bread down. I feed them bread and food. And I think that's what they're doing, showing them, hey, listen, when you see, there you go, you don't get too close and they'll throw food down or whatever. You know? Yeah. And look at the turtles over there. They're lining up. They got little ones and the mama there, and they're all doing that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They need to clean this. This is a retention pond. You know what I'm saying? It's a retention pond. But I'm in the bridge in my house, I live further up there in this complex, you know what I'm saying? And then I come here and I walk through here. I bring here's some more geese is a duck, whatever you call them. Yeah. And look at the turtles getting, they like to come out and get some of that sun. You see, go over here. See where is it? Oh, Ahlum, welcome. Ahlum, welcome. Yeah, Ahlan wa sahlan. Yeah, that's almost like Arabic. Oh, wait a minute. Here you go. Ahlan wa sahlan. You know what I'm saying? Amenuma just sent something through. Yeah, there's a class on the WhatsApp app. Let me bring this back. Bring this back. How do I do it? Here we go. There's a class on there's a class on the WhatsApp app. You know what I'm saying? I can send it if you got WhatsApp app. There's a Sabir class. I'm a Numa does a class and very nice. You know what I'm saying? And we learn certain word. You know, ahlun, ahlan, ahlan wa sahlan, ahlun. You know what I'm saying? Sabir is so close to the Arabic. It predates Arabic, so yeah, Arabic Fusa. You know. So anyway, so I wrote a post that says, every story has a backstory. And our master teacher introduced us to a sort of concept they call tying into the vine, and that's what happened with with in culture. When you look at migrations in culture, tying into the vine, and when you see, you know, one narrative is the African slave ship, transatlantic slave, and they brought them over, tie into the vine, and I'm going to explain to you what is the vine. They tie into the vine, and also the mulatto, which is a derogatory term. When they were kicked out of Alhambra and Granada, in Spain, and they went to Morocco, and those are those mulattoes. They call them mulattoes, and came over and tie into the vine. You know what I'm saying? They tie into the vine. What vine? What was the vine? Well, the vine, as I go further and further and study, and even with the Tainos and that nation of the Tainos, which spread into Boricua, the Quisqueya, Haiti, Quisqueya, Cubayana, Samaka, all those different tribal names of the Taino, and the relationship between the Tainos and the Millennium Mali Empire that were coming here. And before that, there were other empires. There were other shipping records, shipping that are written on the walls, the Kushite, a Nile Valley, and their shipping capability, and reaching out to the Western Hemisphere, going what they call the encompassing sea, and going further and reaching the Americas or the Caribbean and Latin America, this Western Hemisphere. And so this was happening hundreds to thousands, decades, into centuries and thousands of years before the European came with their narrative and their story. I'm saying, with the whole Christopher Columbus, and then bringing the mulattoes, and then with the African slave, with the slavery and all that. So there was already Africans, or what we call in the continent Africa, there was already empire, right? That was already in the Western Hemisphere. And they amalgamated with the Mesoamerican, who those that knew of also the ancestral patterns of the Olmecs, and tracing in that, and going into Brazil, and coming up from the Amazon, this amalgamation. And the Tainos already had told them there were ships on this side, they were tribes, they were African dogmen, and they were amalgamating, marrying into those tribes. And let me sit down for a minute here. Marrying those, amalgamating. Some of them even, there was rape them or took them for themselves or whatever. But then some was marrying houses, because they understood housing, the different house, the different chieftains, and the dynasties and stuff like that. And they understood that, because the Mali Empire also had dynasties and houses that sponsored, talking about 2,000 ships coming here, and prior to that, you're talking about a trade in Western Hemisphere. So this is the backstory. You see, this is studies that the African, just to use that, Africa, scholars and African university institutes are unearthing and are talking, are now putting these narratives, saying the resetting of African mythology and the African history is all being reset, saying, and this is what they come in across, this is the backstory to a lot of these stories that are made up. You know what I'm saying? And as you dig deeper and deeper and deeper, you see the reality. You know what I'm saying? You connect with that ancestral pattern, those genetic blueprints, ancestral pattern, and you connect with it, you know what I'm saying? And you're seeing migrations and you're seeing how people, how even animals, you know what I'm saying? You're seeing how it all works, you know what I'm saying? So you're able to, come to a truth, of facts for what you know it and your truth, you know what I'm saying? And this has been happening, you know what I'm saying, in this day and time. So when dealing with, let's say, Emperor Khufu and the CMYE, you know what I'm saying, what I learned is, yeah, the tribes like the Yamasee tribe, right, and the Wichita, the the Dugamon, what is it, the Mount, the Dugamon, something like that, the Dugamon, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Emperor Vidishi. These are, empires, or tribal clans and that set up empires here, and you have the oracles, and they were here. You know what I'm saying? It was here, and then you had empires also in the Caribbean with the Tainos. You know what I'm saying? And this is becoming to be, I know this is the backstory to a lot of these stories, and it's becoming to become unearthed. This deals with a lot of with genetic blueprints. It deals a lot with the ancestry patterns. When you look at that, you know what I'm saying, and the connection that we have with the African kingdom, the Kushite empire, you know what I'm saying, the new Ma Federation, which is the Queen of Sheba, Queen of the South, and stuff like that. So here in the West, in the Western Hemisphere, you see these empires, you see these houses, you know what I'm saying, and it's interesting. It's an interesting story and narrative. It needs to be more unpacked. You know what I'm saying? You get to see it. I can't wait to the books that Alex is going to send me, because it's more research and dealing with the, Prince Euro Bay and what he wrote, and extract information from it and go further the studies, because it's very important. Because again, as you move through these venues, like United Nations, whatever, and I said to myself, you know, it's very important to have that sense of acknowledgement and that sense of pride, to know what tribe, first of all, your community, and to know what tribe you're coming from, and how, and to give that identity to the youth, especially our youth. Because if you look at the Chinese, and I think it's happening even in China, a lot of the Chinese youth, there's come to a point where they're forgetting even their tribal ancestral patterns that they're coming from. When you talk to some Chinese people, where do you come from? The Shi dynasty, the Shang, and take it back. So there are many different dynasties, and the Europeans, French and the Italians, in Vatican, what houses you come from, the House of Medici, the House of Borgia, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's a backstory to all of this. So we also have a backstory. We also have a genetic, a ancestral pattern that we have to be aware of. You know what I'm saying? And therefore, when we have that, and we know of how to move internationally, to be recognized, because there are international forums that recognizes nations, tribes, and houses are recognized within the international globally. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That's very important, because there are international treaties and stuff like that. You get to voice your opinion and everything, but it all starts with where you live, you know what I'm saying, in your community and stuff like that. It's good to know. It's good to know, you know what I'm saying, this, and knowing the migration. This is again applied sciences, and this is again knowing this, and you see the children, how they their pride in knowing who they really are. Because again, the story that's told, especially to Hispanics, Black Americans, and even some Caucasians here in America, is like you're just a product of slavery, a product of atrocities, this and that. But let's go further than that. That's breeding suppressive personality. That's breeding. Those are antisocial atrocities, you know what I'm saying, is not to disregard it. It happened to certain degrees. But let's now look at the liberty that we always, the sovereignty and liberty that we're born with, that you cannot nefer hut yasar. Yeah. There are so many uh, um, realities that become. Forgot my thought. Anyway, so it's a great conversation. Get to know. What I'm saying. Um, Getting to know your ancestry patterns. Again, that's dealing with applied sciences, and then you can take it into linguistics, agriculture, and go further and further, and see how you can eat for your blood type, you can eat for your genetics, and sometimes and not the genetics of slavery. That there's food that certain tribes or houses amalgamated with other houses and brought in certain foods that what I'm saying, that what I'm saying, I don't eat tribal food or things like that. I try to balance that with actual holistic foods, what I'm saying, which I think is it's very important, what I'm saying. So again, the science of agriculture, horticulture, and the science of food and stuff like that. But what I was gonna say, um, let me get walking here. And so um, it was interesting. What I'm saying. It seems like Emperor Khufu is learning a lot more, or learning more how to communicate what he's communicating. So I'm seeing that. What I'm saying. And but again, a lot of times, right now is all speculative. What I'm saying. Right now is all speculative. Let's see how that's going to create an actual, what I'm saying. I like what they're doing in Trinidad, with the sanctuary for Yananin, and building over there in Trinidad. They're actually building edifice, a building, and stuff like that. What I'm saying. That's very interesting, very nice. What I'm saying. Also, you got to check out. I ran into a video of the connection between all the islands and the dancing and the rhythms. Powerful. You get to see that. And a lot of these, you can link it up to Mali, Seneca, Gambia. You can link it up to Mali, and then the Congo has a different type of style. You could see through dance how we're connected, and the specific type of dancing where it comes from. And so that's a clue. That's a clue that lets us know that, there's a backstory here that we need to look into when you deal with dance, music, and rhythms and stuff like that, and research. It can help a lot for, and in the study of anthropology and the study of linguistics. All of this is connected, and you connect the dots. What I'm saying. You put the pieces together, and that's what truth is. Fitting perfectly together in a puzzle. What I'm saying. So it's interesting, very very interesting. I'm telling you. But anyway, let me get out of here. I'll probably go on Facebook and just chat a little bit. Um, yeah. Oh, ducks are coming. They think now they're getting used to coming out here now and thinking that people got food or whatever, and they're hitting the garbage. Guys, stay away from the garbage. Look at it. That's an old dude right there. That guy is old. You know what I'm saying? They're leaving it up to the youth. But anyway, all in blessings to you. Okay, that's it.